are you today? It's literally just turned 1 o'clock, so we will wait for a couple of minutes and then we'll get started. I will mostly be lying here. I shall mostly be wearing this. And I will mostly be doing some abs. So, abs, great. Do you like my tape? Good stuff. Hello Helen, how are you? I was just on a wee dance to Aretha Franklin there, so feel free to join in. Hello Fiona, how are you? Just give it a minute or two and then we'll get started. I've already done an hour and a half of yoga this morning and a half an hour of cycling, so everything hurts. Yippee. Hi Shnu. Madison's helping me today. No doubt somebody else will arrive. So, since we're just mostly going to be lying down, I'm not bothered about warming up. We'll do it as we go. So, we shall lie down. Here's my bicycle. I was at the park earlier on. Ugh. Now, good. The secret to working out your abs successfully is not throwing yourself around like a lunatic. It's not a race. There's no rush. It's about very careful, very precise movements which increase the amount of time you spend under tension. So the amount of time the muscle is working for. Okay? And with that thought, we're going to start with some knee crunches. Now, most people, when they think of knee crunches, they start going, No, not interested in that. What you want to be doing is concentrating on A, shortening the distance between your belly button and your pubic bone, but B, shortening the distance between your sternum and your belly button. So if we split the move into halves and think about the top half first of all, what we're doing is we are pulling the belly button into the tummy. We are breathing out as we come forward. And as you breathe out, put your hands here, put your hands on your ribs. As you breathe out, your ribs should be moving in the way and down. And the down and in is what shortens the gap between your sternum and your tummy button. Now, when you're moving the bottom half in, what you're doing is sucking the bottom half abs in, and that's harder. And then you're shortening the distance between the pubic bone and the belly button by basically contracting around there. And what you should feel is some movement of your glutes and your hips rising slightly off the floor. Now, there's no point in just throwing yourself backwards and forwards like that, because all that's doing is working your neck and your knees. So let's not do that. Let's take time and space to do 20 properly considered knee crunches where we're shortening the distance here by using our upper abs and shortening the distance here by using our lower abs. So we'll get our head and our hands in the air. I don't want to be tugging at their neck. That's not the point of this. As you exhale, shorten the distance by pushing the ribs in and down between sternum and tummy button. And increase or shorten the distance between pubic bone and belly button by contracting. And it's a tiny movement, contracting just across the front here. And your hips will move rather than your legs moving. Okay, we'll do 20 of these. So let's start. 3, 2, 1. And breathing out as you come in. Inhaling as you go out. Although we squeeze as you get to the middle to increase that time under tension. You'll see I'm on my own today. When Justin found out it was abs, we seriously had to go into the office and make sure everything was okay. So that's 12, 13, and really, your shoulder blades should be the last part of your back that comes off the ground on the way up. Last 5, 4, 4, 3, 2, last one, and have a squeeze at the top, and release. Lovely stuff. Now, the next thing we're going to focus on are working the diagonal chain. So you have chains of connective tissue that run up the front of your body, run down the back of your body. These things surround, envelop, and generally love your muscles and hold them in place, because without your connective tissue, your muscles are just big bags of mince, basically. So this time, we're going to be shortening the distance again between the sternum and the tummy button by pulling the ribs in and down as we exhale. But we're going to be going across. So as we go across, we're lengthening, for example, if we're going to the right, up the left hand side, and we're shortening the distance by contracting the oblique on this side. And again, not a massive amount of movement. And the knees and the abs here are going to get involved because you are contracting diagonally across from here to here. So you're shortening the distance between this part of your body and this part of your body, okay? So assume the position, we're going to do 20 of these as well, but slowly. I don't, not interested in that. That doesn't achieve anything. So assume a position, and we'll go from left elbow to right knee first of all. So shorten the distance at the top, shorten here, lengthen there, and reverse. We exhale as we go across, inhale as we come back. The longer it takes you to do it, the more you're keeping those muscles under tension. So the more work they're having to do. And if you want to challenge the hip flexors, you can be straightening the leg that you're not curling towards at the same time, and that challenges your hip flexor, which is actually vital in abdominal strength. Is anybody keeping count of these? Because I've lost count already. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Ugh. Now that should hurt. It's not a lot of movement, it's not a lot of repetitions, but it is very challenging if you do it right. Next up, we're going to do leg raises. So again, what I don't want to see is feet just flapping up and down in the air, achieving nothing. Slow, considered movement, controlled movement, time under tension. If you want to support your back, slide your hands under your bum. What we're going to do is 20 of these, so we'll just lift our feet off the ground. Now watch what I do for the first one and then join in, we'll do 20 from there. So just lifting your heels off the ground the tiniest bit, and then again, you're shortening the distance between pubic bone and tummy button by contracting these bottom abs. Okay? So I'll do it slowly, and we're going to do it slowly. Up, and then slowly contracting this time the upper abs. Down. Okay? And it should hurt. You shouldn't be rocking up in your hips. You shouldn't be flapping around like a haddock that's just fallen out of the sea. It's a controlled movement. If you want to make it harder, take the hands away. Up and down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do 20 of these. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it should be hurting by now, 11, 12, 13, hip flexors are on fire, 14, 15, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Slowly, slowly, slowly to the ground. Give yourself a wee cuddle. You deserve it after that. Next, we're going to work the same muscles, but we're going to make the movements smaller. So this time, we're going to flutter kick. I'm just shimmying back so you can see my feet. And basically here, you lift your feet the tiniest amount of distance off the ground. See that? 1 inch, 2 inches, yeah? And then point your toes and flutter, okay? And you'll do these until I tell you to stop doing them. So, no counting here. Belinda's in charge. Put your arms out by your sides, that's fine. You want to support your back. Hands in a triangle under your sacrum, so just under your bum. Good. So, feet off the ground. Tiny, tiny, tiny movements. You enjoyed it? Me too. Right, that'll do it. Hip flexors, inner thighs, abs, should all be on fire. Good stuff. So, roll on to your tum-tums. We're going to plank it out for 60 seconds. And then we're going to Superman it out. There we go. So, plank. Important things to think about the plank. Your shoulder should be over, if you're doing a full plank, your shoulder should be over your elbow, should be over your wrist. Your hands, you should squeeze the tips of your fingers into the floor. And I shall come over and show you what that looks like. So, squeeze the tips of your fingers into the floor, make little domes of your fingers, and especially pay attention to this knuckle here, because that will roll up into the sky given any opportunity. You want to press that bad boy down into the ground. So, shoulders over elbows, over wrists, fingers pressing in through the fingertips into the mat or onto the floor. And if you're doing a full plank, feet straight back. If you want to roll up into your full plank, push your chest up, push your abdomen up, push your thighs up, tuck your toes under, and that's you in position. Okay? Full plank is not for everybody. If you're doing a half plank, shoulder over elbow, forearms parallel. None of this. Forearms parallel. Fingers gripping the floor. And again, you can roll up from here, up, up, up. Or you can just assume a position. But make sure your shoulders and your elbows are stacked. And we're going to do this. If I can get my stopwatch to work. In fact, I'll get my stopwatch and then it will work for 30 seconds. So, think about whether you want to do a full plank or a half plank. Get yourself face down on the mat and prepare to plank. Got my stopwatch now, you're in trouble. So, down we go. Forearms hands. It's up to you. But let's plank in 3, 2, and 1. Breathing in through the nose for 4, out through the nose for 4. Clench those abs, use those glutes, really glue those inside thighs together. Pushing down through the floor. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower yourself down. So that wasn't so bad, was it? Right, next up we're going to do Supermans, and there are 3 variations of Supermans. You have Supermans, and here I want you to really keep those inner thighs pressed close together, toes and feet together. First up, we're going to go straight ahead. So extend your hands out in front of you, tips of the fingers on the ground. Jolly good. And you're going to come up basically by contracting the glutes, contracting the abs, and raising the arms, okay? We'll stay here for 30 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, up you go. Contract everything. The higher you come, the harder it is. The higher you come, the more benefit it has. Glue those inner thighs together. None of this. There's no point in that. Glue the thighs. Think about the glutes. Think about the abs. 10 more seconds. And we'll go on to variation number 2. And relax. You might want to push yourself back just for a second into child's pose. Relax that back. And then back down onto your front while we contemplate the second variation here. And the second variation is with arms outstretched to the sides. So shoulders, elbows, wrists aligned. Jolly good. We're going to do 30 seconds again. And we'll come up, lifting our arms off the floor, squeezing our legs together and lifting them off the floor in 3, 2, and 1. Head, don't strain it, don't try to steer ahead. Just look at the ground in front of you. The higher up you can come, the more effective it is. Halfway there. Oops, blew my bit of paper away. Disaster. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Lovely. Hands under the shoulders. And push yourself back into child's pose. Take a couple of breaths here. Just counteracts the back bend that you've done by stretching it out a bit. Lovely stuff. Okay, the last of the Superman poses involves putting your hands behind your back. If you can clench your hands behind your back and keep your arms straight, that's great. If you can't, then just stack your hands one on top of the other on the sacrum. And again, 30 seconds here. Glue those inner thighs together. And let's go in 3, 2, and 1. This opens out the shoulders, so push those shoulder blades together. It gives you plenty of room in the chest to breathe. And it really works the abs, and it really works the muscles of the back. Which obviously, if you're going to work your abs, you want to work your back, otherwise you're going to end up with massive abs and a really flimsy back. Nobody wants that. And that's you done. So relax, hands under the shoulders, and push yourself back down to child's pose. So that's our first round done. Jolly good. Shall we start again? This round will be faster because you've done it now once. You don't need me to explain what you're doing to you. But we will maintain the good form that we exhibited and practiced in the first round. So we're going to start with knee crunches, so lying back, knees up, and then as we exhale, pull the knees in, lift the head and shoulders off the ground, only to the bottom of the shoulder blades, and then back. Let's go. Remember, you're shortening the distance between the sternum and the belly button, and shortening the distance between the sit bones, which are here, and the belly button, and you're doing that by contracting the abs, top and bottom, so above and below the belly button. Ten. If you want to challenge yourself more, straighten those legs a bit as you come out, and keep those lower abs under pressure. Last 3, last 2, last 1, and relax. Have a big stretch. Lovely stuff. Next, we have cross crunch. So we're going to be taking opposite knee to opposite arm. And this time I think we'll start from a position of having our feet on the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to shorten the distance between the sternum and the belly button to bring us up, and then we're going to shorten the distance to bring us across. Okay? Nice and slowly, we'll do 20 here. So let's go, up, across, back, down. It's not a race, there's no rush here, unless you only have a 30-minute increment, Helen. In which case, better get a shiggle on. That's about halfway. I lost count a long time ago, so let's do 10 more. Last one, probably. Lovely stuff. Right, we're going to mix it up a bit here. Do something slightly different this time. Instead of leg raises, we're going to do wipers. We've done wipers before, so you're going to protect your lower back, hands under. Otherwise, hands out to the side. And for wipers, you are slowly bringing your legs across. Keep those knees together, glue them together. You don't want your hip to come flying off the ground. It's a controlled movement. So just make a small movement to the point where you start to lose control. Pause and come back up. If you want to make it harder, extend the legs. Go across, cross, 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 cross. Pause and come back up. Okay, so we'll do 20 of these. Let's go. Across, pause, back up. No waggling. Nice, slow, controlled movements. Now with these, when you're coming back up, lead with the hip. So the movement initiates by contracting in that hip, not by pushing your leg up, okay? So, contract the abs here, roll across, contract the abs here. It's the contraction that moves your knees, not your knees that move your knees. Lovely stuff. Halfway. Last one. Pause, 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 pause. And up. Hug your knees in. Roll a bit from side to side. Give yourself a lovely back massage. And now we'll do some flutter kicks. I love a flutter kick. So, let me squitch you back up the mat. I seem to have rolled down it. Feet on the floor. Oh, move them a tiny distance up into the sky. And let's flutter. Tiny movements. Really engaging those abs. Your hip flexors should be burning by now. That's this bit here. Last 10 seconds. Hurts. 2. And relax. Bring those knees up. Lovely, lovely. Roll it about from side to side. Give yourself a back massage. Excellent work. So, it's plank time again. On your fronts. Oofed. Remember, it's full plank. Arms straight, shoulders over elbows over wrists. If it's on the ground, forearms on the ground, palms on the ground. Dig those fingertips in. Stack elbows under shoulders. Roll up. Right. Be ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Just look at the floor in front of you. Think about your shopping list. Don't worry about the time, I will tell you the time. Keep going. Last 3, 2, last 1. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. So, Superman's next for the last time today. So roll down onto your stomach, hands out in front of you, and you're going to lift up, and you're going to stay here. Oh, I've got a sore shoulder today. Well, that planking, never mind. For 30 seconds, and we're going to start in 3, hands out in front of us, 2, thighs glued together, 1, walk as far as you can, move your arms to the side, arms behind you, push those shoulder blades together, arms out to the side again, protract, so roll the shoulder blades apart, hands in front, seconds. Come on, folks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Lovely stuff. Hands under the shoulder blades, roll the toes under, and push yourself up into a downward facing dog. So you just bent the back one way, so let's now bend the back the other way. Lovely stuff. Oh, if you want to walk your dog, just pedal those feet and the knees. And slowly come down onto your hands and knees and sit back into a comfortable seated position. Look at that. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun? I hope you have had a smashing time. I did. I hope you stay safe. Don't pay any attention to Boris Johnson. The man's a fucking shaved monkey. So stay indoors. Don't like anyone you don't know. Stay safe. And have a beautiful Wednesday. Bye. See you tomorrow at 1.